I decided to include wild-caught sockeye salmon into my carnivore diet, and I will explain why. And also, I want to give a little bit of an update since I am at day 5 of the carnivore diet. That's day 4 of the videos here. So I will quickly explain how I'm feeling and what I'm doing, what I've changed, which experience I made in this video as well. So hey everyone, and welcome back to PH Health Adventures. As you all know, my objective here, if you have seen the last videos, is to gain weight, not as all the other channels talking about losing weight, but actually for the people that want to gain weight. And actually, this is not a tutorial how to do it. This is me experimenting directly with me and sharing my results with you. So since 5 days, more or less, I am on the carnivore diet, and actually there was kind of a breakthrough today because I told you yesterday that I have almost no bowel movement, or I didn't have any. Well, that changed today, where my body in principle felt that it needed to unload everything, like a lot. And it felt good. And the funny thing is that like the bloated belly, it's gone, it's flat now. And also a lot of the inflammatory stuff that I felt before, like when I let loose of my belly and let it hang out, so to say, I had a lot of pain that I felt from, like, if it felt like if I was pressing my intestines all the time, but actually there was something in it, or the swelling of the intestines when the belly was loose and came to the outside, everything was hurting. And that is gone now. And I would credit this partially to the carnivore diet, but more so maybe to the absence of gluten, sugar, some fiber things, maybe things that I'm allergic against, like condiments in higher processed foods. So there might be a lot of factors, not necessarily only because I'm just eating red meat and I'm loving it. So yesterday I had some pretty good entrecotes. Today I ate the rest of what was left over, what my girlfriend couldn't eat, of the entrecotes, and a little bit of the beef liver that was left over. And I ate 1 pack of this wild-caught sockeye salmon. And I ate one yesterday. I ate another full one today. And I really like it, and it's gone in like a minute or so. And I want to explain why. So first of all, sockeye, that salmon, it's a fish. It's a little bit more painted. I will post a picture here for the interested ones. And it's basically feeding on plankton and krill. And that's how it gets its very red color. So it's a deeper red color than a usual salmon. And it's also more dense in the consistency if you're eating it. So I think it's more, I like it more. Let's put it that way. I like to bite it more than a regular salmon. Sounds weird, but just try it out if you've never eaten one. So this is smoked one, and actually this is the only form I found it. So this is not advertisement in any way, right? I'm just talking about what I'm doing here. And in this one, this is in German, so probably most of you will not understand, but in this one, there's only salt and the salmon. Okay, so far so good. But why am I eating that? Not only because of the better taste, but that red color that it gets from eating plankton and krill in the wild, it's actually a powerful antioxidant, and it's called astaxanthin. And this one is related to, in various studies, to lower inflammation. And as we know, or as some of you might know, inflammation is the root cause of many, many illnesses. Like whatever illness you take, be it cancer or cardiovascular issues or whatever, if you drill deeper and go to the very root cause of it, there is an inflammation at the basis of that, of almost everything. And so also for my condition here right now, the bowel pain that I felt and so on, certainly inflammation triggered by something, right? So that sockeye salmon seems to have something, that astaxanthin, that could help me to lower the inflammation faster in my in my guts. That's the reason why I took it. And then it comes with some additional features. So first of all, it's high in omega-3 fatty acids, which is very interesting because of another study, but also it's obviously high in protein. So if I work out, hopefully that protein gives me something. Not working out hard because I'm not here to lose calories, right? But once I get a little bit more fat on my body, then I also want to work out harder, not to burn that fat away, but to build more muscle. But first of all, I have to get out of that valley of stress and everything that wrecked me in the past. So and then there is omega-3. I said it. There is vitamin D3 in this, so also a good portion. And then you have the protein and you have the omega. So regarding the omega, there are some studies that found that if you take in omega fatty acids, that it actually benefits your gut microbacteria, so that is good for your microbiome. So all in all, for me, that seems it's completely free of anything that I might be allergic to. It has vitamin D3, omega-3, proteins, and the antioxidant, and nothing that could damage me. So that's the ideal meal, in my opinion. I don't know if you are really sensitive to histamine. Probably there could be an argument made that fish that is laying around somewhere in a stock is not good for you. But overall, I think that most of the people will very much tolerate this way more than ultra processed foods full of shit and stuff that you don't even know what it is, right? And there's another thing. So I don't know in your country, but here they mark if it's wild caught fish or if it's aquaculture fish. And you really want to get the wild caught one that is feeding on normal and natural stuff. Yes, you could argue, okay, there are heavy metals in the water, but salmon in general is not one of the most intoxicated ones. But if you get the aquaculture one, you cannot be sure that they don't feed this thing with a colorized food. So they don't have to declare that if they do that. But they can basically feed it with something that gives it color without it being the actual antioxidant. So you want to have the one that is wild caught. So, and that's the case with this one. This is about €3. So even if I eat one pack per day, which is certainly too much because not every day I will be in the mood. It's like with when I was eating or when I ate some days right now, sardines, at some point you're just not feeling it. And if you're not feeling it, as we said in the last video, listening to your body, then you also shouldn't be doing it. Whereas if you are craving something, that doesn't mean necessarily that you should go after that. But for now, for example, today I was fine with taking a tablespoon of very good high quality olive oil. And that was something that I wanted to take. But on the other hand, I didn't want to take all the other fats. I took a little bit of coconut oil. I had my bulletproof coffee in the morning. But so far, I didn't put in all of the fats like in the very, very first day. So I was not craving that stuff. Finally, my weight went up just a little bit. But that was before I unloaded everything of my food. So I don't know exactly. Tomorrow we'll probably see a little bit better of the results. I feel more energy. So that's definitely, I had a very, very long day at work with like a ton of meetings, a ton of stress, and I was still fine. So I don't know if it's vitamin B1 that is helping there, or if it's the absence of triggers that in general inflammation would get me even more stressed. I don't know, but since I'm doing the carnivore and since I'm adding these things here like sardines and cod liver and now sockeye, wild caught salmon, I generally would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would feel like 1 or 2 steps up the ladder. So let's say I was at absolute 0 when I was ill, and then I was at 1 and a 2. I would say I went from 2 to 4 since I'm doing that diet. And that doesn't mean that I feel super bad, but we have to have some room to the upside, right? So that we have more space to get to a 10. Like I want to feel perfect, like a superhuman, right? And that will be a longer journey. So the inflammation needs to be gone. The heavy metal detox is still in front of me, starting in roughly a month. So I will take you all on that journey. But that's it for today. I hope all of you are feeling well and fine. Let me know in the comments below if you're on a similar journey, and I see you tomorrow at the next update.